mental conditioning, which was originally just a positive thing, right? A process of training and disciplining the mind to improve its cognitive abilities. That is positive. But when it comes to slavery, it was using extreme violence and psychological warfare to instill fear, helplessness, and dependency in enslaved people. This conditioning was maintained through brutal punishments, the destruction of family structures, and the systematic denial of autonomy, creating a state of psychological slavery where individuals were mentally bound to their oppressors. This psychological control was reinforced by racist ideologies that justified the dehumanization of the enslaved, creating a legacy of trauma and internalized oppression that has had long-lasting effects. We still deal with some of that today. We still deal with some of that today with black people in general. We think of promiscuity, and we correlate that to black people. Oh, black people sleep around. You know, black women sleep around. Black men sleep around. But we don't never really think of white people as cheaters. We know they can cheat and things of that, but you closely relate promiscuity to black people. And this could be partially why it has always been a stereotype pushed upon us, just like gangster activity and drugs and things of that nature. So this is horrible. An example of mental conditioning is what they would do was, what the slave owners would do is, if a black man or, the enslaved person went against their control, questioned their authority, whatever, they would take the black man, they would take two horses facing in opposite directions, tie one end of the man to the horse and tie the other end of the man to the horse, light the horse's tail on fire. They would run in opposite directions, splitting the man apart, and they would have an audience of black people to watch this. That man's wife, who's pregnant with his newborn, the other enslaved people who work on the plantation. Now this is sending a message to them. Hey, if you go against my wishes, if you try to harm me in any way, because the white people knew what they were doing was wrong. So they used this as a way to instill fear in their workers,